Welcome back to a casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. Today, we're taking a look at Soldier, one of my favorite Age of Empires players. You know him, you love him. GUA's brother. He is playing Hades today, and his opponent down here on the south side is going to be ISYS. We've seen a lot of ISYS coming out, but this is ISYMFS. I don't know what that stands for, and I don't know if it's appropriate for the children watching, but that's who he's playing against. Playing ISYS. I was just about to say, we've seen a lot of ISYS recently. We've seen a lot of people, of course, trying to play Ra. I don't think I've casted a Ra win yet. I know they exist, and trust me, I'm a Ra main. Like, I literally want to cast Ra owning people, and every time I can watch a good player playing them, it's like, well, what the heck? They lost every time, but we'll get one eventually. People think I'm baiting them. I'm out here looking for Ra losses. Like, I'm trying to find a Ra victory. Well, I just kind of watch them, and not necessarily we know if they're going to win or lose, but all that to be said. ISYS down here with some granary and some inspiration on that, some empowerment. Early monument probably indicates that we'll be getting an early Flood of the Nile tech. It costs 8 favor, 135 gold. I guess they made it slightly more expensive, but it's still really cheap. So you can get that Flood of the Nile, get some food, gold trickle. It's a nice upgrade to have early on the game. Let's take a look at the relics we have on the map. Oh, I'm in the wrong scene. Ooh, gotta go over here. Okay, in the northwest side, we've got the Arrow of Heracles. Increases the attack of ranged soldiers and ranged heroes. Dwarven Horseshoes improves cav speed. Not great for the Egyptians until you're in the later stages of the game. Nose of the Sphinx. Hey, you're gonna need that. Increases building hit points. And then we've got the Titan's Treasure. Reduces the cost of advancing to the next stage or researching secrets of the Titan. If you're Egyptian, a lot of times Egyptians like to go for their fast heroic. This could be pretty nice. A little 10% discount on that age up. Can be good. The map here today is going to be Giza. Of course you know that because there's pyramids out here. Where are they? Where is the pyramid? There's one. Can you destroy these pyramids? I don't think so. That'd be crazy. They're sacred. Can't destroy them. But a nice touch here. Actually, I think one of my favorite visuals is like this sandstorm effect. I'm usually not a big fan of any of the, or rather the wind, right? It's not necessarily a sandstorm, but I'm usually not a huge fan of like the environmental effects, particularly because it just makes everything harder to see. But for some reason on these desert maps, it just is such a nice touch. You get the glimmering of the gold. You get the, I don't know, it's the little details. I know, I look at the little things sometimes here, but I like it. It's pretty cool. Hades over here. Now, I want to hear you guys. I did a tier list lately, and as I always know, when you post a tier list, you get people who agree and disagree, and you hear about it in the comments, as I asked them to. But I ranked Sentinel rather high on the tier list, and a lot of people said, well, I don't know if it's that high. I didn't want to, I was trying to be polite. I didn't want to like hurt anyone's feelings. But like a lot of people are like, well, what Gillen Burst you should be an S tier god power. And I was like, well, I don't tell them. Okay, I'm gonna get in trouble, but if you're a noob, it might be an S tier because you don't know how to avoid it. Okay, I didn't say that. But the pro players, they're gonna know how to like draw out a god power like that and dodge it, right? So it's not as impactful. Where you get something like this, like Sentinel, you plop that down, that's gonna deter raids, which in the early games, when you're playing at the top of the ladder, I mean, raiding and being active on the map is very, very common. So I just personally think like Sentinels is a very high value god power, but to each their own. I think I need to do tier list by age for god powers. Maybe be a little bit more appropriate. There's Ajax coming out. There's definitely, I think, like certain god powers that depending on your skill level, you might think they're better. Right? They just seem like easy wins, easy defends or kills, wherever that might be. But, you know, when you get towards the top of things, you kind of anticipate what god powers does my enemy have? How am I going to react to that? How can I dodge it? How can I try to draw it out? When am I coming to play? Things like that. For example, like in the later stages of the games, you get things like, you know, earthquakes and meteors, etc. And like if you know that's coming, you can get building upgrades, right? And perhaps you won't just lose all your buildings when those type of things happen. But that's like, you know, stuff like that. There's a little bit of counterplay to it. Not always, but some counterplay. Now, while ISYS has their Flood of the Nile, we've got the Vaults of Erebus, which is maybe even better for the for Hades. That's going to be a constant income of gold. Adds 2.0 trickle rate. What's the flood of the Nile? I guess that's a food trickle rate. So yeah, gold's definitely better. All right. Wow, he is. I don't know if I've seen a triple monument opening out of Isis. This is rather bold. Really going for a lot of favor, which makes me think this is a straight move to the heroic age. Now, fortunately, I will say his next gold mine is pretty close. It's on the southwest side, not far from the base. I mean, we look at the Greeks one here to the side as well, but not a hard expansion to get to. He kind of sees where it is. One reason I would say I don't particularly enjoy an early like 3 monuments is like you're banking favor, presumably for the next age. And I don't always like it because usually the limiting factor is like you're spending a lot of gold to get these, right? 150 gold there, 50 gold there. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but like the finite amount of gold, the wing condition is like if they make units and camp your second gold, you can be in a lot of trouble. But I think he's got a plan for this. I think he'll probably be going up to the next age. We're going to see rather early on, clicking that, what, 6 minutes, 20 seconds. Ooh, whoa, that's a fast age up. I'll tell you what, if you guys want to copy this ISIS build order, I will upload this game, the recorded game, to aom.gg. You can go to the recorded games page. Of course, you got to make sure it's the patch that it was played on. If you're going to view it, you got to download it. I'm recording this. This is October the 8th. I don't know what day this will go live, but yeah, make sure it hasn't been a new patch. Okay, mining camp. He's currently using prosperity here in transition, and I like it. So he's got a lot of villagers on gold, actually 21 villagers on gold during this age up. So fortunately for him, Soldier has played more boomy, right? He's gone for a second town center. He's out here in his rhinos. He's not making any military. So he's basically said, okay, you do your thing. But, you know, I typically like this. If I'm going for an eco build or go for like a fast heroic and I don't get pressured at all, that's best case. Because imagine if there was like, you know, a few hippos out here raiding right now, or a few archers, whatever it might be. It would certainly cause problems for these gold villagers during prosperity too, right? There we go. He's immediately going to be using Eclipse, and he's using, oh boy, what is that? 4 god powers? 3 god powers all at once. 4, yeah, because the Sentinels. Okay, we got Eclipse, we got Ancestors, we got Sentinels, and we got healing. A little bit of everything. Forces some villagers idled. It maybe killed 1 or 2 there. Not a whole lot went down. But I guess there goes all the god powers. Just like that. Still 69 favor in the bank. Some of the Tuxitates going down. On the side we see the minions running around going for some raids. Gonna force some idle time there. Now how's he gonna follow this up? It is going to be a Migdol built at home. So he's got a Migdol going down. Actually has expanded to the food on the south side. Very flashy. Now, will he be going to the next stage? He's got 2k gold. He could in fact buy the food and go straight to the next stage if he wanted to. If he's feeling crazy, he might do it. These sneaky Egyptian players, they go right to the Mythic age every time. Every single time. We'll see what happens. Okay, Migdol there, guarding that second gold. Soldier shouldn't feel too heartbroken losing a few villagers. He has 2 town centers, as you see here. 39 villagers versus the 29 of his opponent. Minotaur is sitting there, a little like, wait, what was that? What was that? A little caught off guard, but it is going to be an age up with Aphrodite. Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. Now, kind of what we expected. It's going to be a fast Mythic. Tot is underway. Oh my gosh. These dirty Egyptian players, they do it every time. Every time. What do you guys think? Are you sick of running into the fast Mythic ISIS play? I literally see people like posting Rex and they're like, owning fast Mythic ISIS. people do not like the strategy and they want to stop it. It's certainly demanding. Okay, and a second Migdol down. We're gonna see Toth and, you know, Valley of the Kings, very good god power. Not god power, very good upgrade. Using prosperity again. He had all that favor in the bank, so he's gonna have so much gold when he hits the next age. I'm a little nervous for Soldier. He's gonna be hitting heroic as his opponent hits the Mythic age. Yeah, he's got some archery ranges. He's got a stable going down right now, but man, he's about to get hit with a lot of heat here soon. And we'll see Egyptian kind of going full tilt. Monument to the Pharaohs. Man, this thing is not cheap. 200, 200 as he goes to the next stage, but he's got the eco for it. Going for all the favor he can muster. There we go, gonna be grabbing that. So maybe we'll see some phoenixes being trained up, some raids with the phoenix. Would certainly be fun. We see the heroic age has been reached. There's that Nemean lion hanging out here. Here we go, he's about to get done with it. Let's see if he goes for the meteor. I bet he'll use it on the main town center. Here it comes. Here it comes. And the Sphinx is moving in. Meteor is ready to strike. Oh boy. He knows it. And there's that Valley of the Kings right away. The upgrade's coming in. And here's that meteor strike. Boom! Goes the villagers flying through the air. Under fire. Fast mythic ISIS. Can it be stopped? Will it be stopped? Oh, nobody knows. Oh, jeez. But the town center has survived. He may have lost a fair amount of villagers, lost some infrastructure, burning buildings, but town center is alive. Not really much Egyptian army to show for it, but with Valley of the Kings up, he can start spamming out the camels. You see him right now getting camel upgrades at 1. He's also getting his chariot upgrades while he's spamming out some of these camels. Minotaur, give him a little bit of a spin. This is the Phoenix. But this is the moment of truth here, guys. Since he's decided to go for the fast mythic, he needs to kind of strike here because the soldier's economy is still ahead if he can hold in the long run. But look at that. Turn his opponent into swine. Going to be using the curse god power. Thank you so much to Ulysses AOT coming in with the raid. Welcome, guys. You just joined us for another fast mythic ISIS game here as soldiers going trying to defend. Can he hold on? Yet to be seen. We've got chariots and camels on their way. Of course, Valley of the Kings training up units 2 by 2. Now, the Prodromos, a nice answer from Soldier. This unit will actually counter everything that's going to be coming out of the Migdol, right? It's good against other cav, and the only thing you can make out of the Migdol is units that have cav tags on them. So, Soldier might be thinking, okay, I got this. I got this. Let's see if he does. Can Soldier hold on? He's able to hold in the middle of the field here. Phoenix trying to go for some raids, but the Greek hero is pretty good at taking them out. They all get a ranged attack. So Phoenix trying to retreat. Ooh, he's almost lost it there, but he's going to be able to escape for now. Heal it up, maybe even with... I don't know if he even uses the Pharaoh to heal that up. You could use the area healing technically from the monument if you wanted to. Get crazy here. Okay, number of chariots though. As the chariot mass starts, even with enough chariots, you can technically take out the Prodromos as they charge. If he's got a front line kind of to deal with it, but I'm not so sure about this. Soldier's got Nemean Lion, gonna get a stun off. Gets a few of those camels, and he doesn't want to be losing those. Oh, camel gets flipped through the air. Lands, goes down. Minotaur very low on HP. What is that thing got? 6 HP. But Soldier hanging on. Ooh, this is the Sphinx from the very beginning of the game. He's gotten some great value out of this thing, continually raiding. It's been able to do a lot with a little there. Okay, but Soldier not looking scared. Going to be pushing down the Egyptian forces, but I don't think the Greeks have the reinforcement lines to really stop this. Now you can see the poultice very effective against the chariots, as you're seeing right now. Just be a matter of does he have enough reinforcements, and I'm not seeing that. And there I see the rest of the army getting wiped out. He has actually got heavy chariot archers now, and as he gets some of those age 4 upgrades, could make this challenging if Soldier sticks it out in the 3rd age. Okay, Sphinx finally goes down. He got a lot of value, but is going to be sinking into the sand here tonight. Uh-oh, Prodromo's gonna go down. He doesn't really want to be bleeding units like this right now. Need to be very careful. Egyptians sitting here on 80 military population versus the 51 of Hades. Down on the south side, we've got a second town center for ISIS. So going with a little bit of economy. Also probably getting some extra pop space with those. And the Egyptian army seems to be slowly moving across the desert. And we do see the upgrade coming in right now for the ballistics. It's going to make them more accurately when they fire. Camels pushing up. Let's see these Prodromos, if they're enough to hold. I'm not sure. This camel's looking pretty chonky. Champions moving in. Peltis though, watch this. If he targets, he's down. Micro's going to be on point here. Soldier does not miss. He knows. Yeah, you can't come into Soldier's house like that. You better bring something else. I can't help but think, I'm not sure if this Egyptian army composition will win long term against this this Greek composition. We're looking at Padromos, we're looking at Peltis, not to mention like he will get to the next stage eventually, probably. I say probably eventually. I think he will. And this might be a better army to counter this out. Just a little harder of a counter. But we'll see. We'll certainly see. He's got a lot of upgrades on his side right now, so it could be a moot point. Using that mobility right now. Camels and chariots looking to go for raid. Hasn't been too impactful raids lately, as you can see. 73 villagers for Soldier. Gonna go in there, though. Could be a good raid there. Camels picking up a few villagers. Retreating to towns there. Meanwhile, simultaneous raids moving in on the east side. Kind of giving Soldier the old runaround. Look at the line of sight that Soldier has right now. There you have it. We got chariots and camels on the east, chariots and camels on the west. How do you split your army up to deal with it? That's the challenging part here. Maybe a phoenix trolling around out in midfield somewhere. Where is it? Is it back at home just chilling? There they are. Oh, he's got two of them. Ooh. Okay, so ISIS continuing to just kind of be a nuisance. Running around. Pop space is very similar right now if you look at the two of them. Very similar. And now you're seeing what I was talking about. Those Peltis, they will just absolutely roast chariots if they get within striking distance. So Padromos and Peltis army, very good. I feel like this is going to force ISIS to be on the retreat here for a while. Sentinel's being used again. Where did he use it? I think he used it out here at his expansion. Enough to keep those Phoenix at bay as we see the chariots moving in. We got a multi-pronged attack kind of going on. Phoenix is moving in, going to be taking a shot at that front line, and look at the area attack they do. Melting those Padromos, but not before losing pretty much all of the chariots. And Phoenix low on HP. Can they escape this time? I'm not so sure. I think one of them at least is going to be going down. This one down to 29 HP. Achilles is no slouch. And he yeets it from downtown down to 4 HP. One more hit is all he needs. Does he get away with it? And he goes down. The Phoenix goes down. He can be reborn again. And there is Ancestors. He's going to be bringing back the undead army to take this fight. But look at this, guys. This is what I was talking about. This Greek army, even though it's in the third age, just absolutely roasting the Egyptian army. The counters are just too hard as Peltis are too good, taking out a lot of stuff. Now the camels maybe could be an issue on the front line. He's lost a lot of his Padromos. Could be enough to get pushed back. I think the Phoenix on the front line did more damage than you would think. The area damage just enough to melt that kind of camel front line. And boy, oh boy, a nice hold. Very low on HP on a lot of those units, but is able to hold. And largely those Peltis were focused on camels and not on the chariots on the back line. Leaving some of his units at home for that big fight doesn't feel great. But now he's on his own territory and going to be pushing the Egyptians back. This is the back and forth. Ooh, the area damage of that Phoenix. There you go. You're working that, but I'm not sure he's going to be alive for much longer. Does he have his... Okay, he does have it. Okay. Making sure he's got it. There goes that Phoenix. Okay, a very close game so far. Could be anyone's. We're still looking at Soldier sitting in the third age. Wants to age up, but can't. I just can't help but to think these golds in the middle of the map is where things will start to get interesting. He's adding in a third settlement right now. And now we have the Egyptian army kind of scooting forward with some wooden walls, adding in some catapults, and going to start bringing the siege. Continuing to train up Phoenixes. Using them pretty much just to protect the front line anytime that the Greeks push up too far. Okay, Peltis taking a lot of fire, but watch this. If he starts just targeting these down, he can just go like dead, 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 dead. But he's not. Phoenix does go down. Looks like he was kind of focusing that with the Peltis largely during that engagement. Okay, yeah. You can see not very good against other things. Like Phoenix Egg can survive 10,000 javelins. And now this is the other thing. We're looking at champion chariot archers. We're looking at a player who's been in the fourth age for a while. He's got all the upgrades. So even though they might be technically countered, I mean, look at these things. They got 20 range on them. He's got flaming arrows now. Getting all those upgrades. Actually, let's see what other tier upgrades. I mean, he still has a lot of room for upgrades. So they're only going to get stronger. And we see, look at the Phoenix in queue. He's got 2 at a time. The Egyptian economy is just really doing good. Continues to push forward. Soldier struggling to keep up with food at the moment. And actually see a lot of villagers being pushed back. He's trying to do a farm transition even right now, which doesn't feel great at this point in the game. I think he was still relying on some of the natural resources off here on the east side. Got pushed back. A lot of his villagers retreated to set up farms. Okay, we see right now the catapults taking out the settlement on the west side, and I think that is going to be going down. Looks like he's about got it. And we see more upgrades coming in. As we mentioned, you're going to be seeing that iron shields. Peltas coming in on the flank, but not sure it's the best spot to be. Camels chased him. Tons of Padromos. See how they're able to do. Now these Padromos, like I said, when you get enough of a chariot mass, they can actually take them out. Not to mention the walls certainly help with this. But Phoenix kind of going ham on the back line. No Greek heroes in sight. Oh my gosh, the Egyptian army. Get in trouble there at the front line. The Padromos taking them out. A little bit of chaos. I think there's casualties on both fronts. Okay, so Phoenix basically being completely uncontested at the moment without any Greek heroes in the front line. You actually see he's trying to queue them up, but doesn't have them out there yet. Chiron looks like he's on the way. What? Does he have what? Is that 5 Phoenix? Are they Phoenixi? What's plural Phoenixes? I mean, it's just Phoenixes, I guess. That's a lot of Phoenix. Fun fact about FitzBro, when I was in Boy Scouts growing up, my patrol name, we were the Phoenixes. Damn straight we were. We were the Phoenix Patrol. Could it be because I played Age of Mythology? Very likely, very likely. I remember making a big Phoenix flag and everything. We're dedicated. Okay, Peltas under fire by the mass Phoenix army. Oh boy, down goes another one. And now that he has this backline of catapults, he can really start to do damage and push. Look at this. We see a settlement going down. We see a fortress going down. Phoenix frontline. He's got so many of them right now. He doesn't really even care if he loses them. I mean, this one can be reborn if he wants to. Not really any engagement on the east side. You see right now he's actually building up some wooden walls, trying to secure his gold expansions. But for Soldier sticking it out in the third age still, I'm a little nervous for him. It's just looking like he can't afford right now to back off on his army production. Looking at the difference, 150 military versus the 75. He can't really stop making them to suddenly sneak up to the next age. And he definitely does not have map control to control these next golds. This will be, I mean, he's got a full one here, but after that, it's going to get really, really dicey. Yeah, 5 Phoenix. I need to ask, does that constitute as mass Phoenix? I ask that because sometimes I'll make like, you know, a title or a thumbnail and be like, mass Hydra or something. And they're like, well, he only had 10 Hydras. Like, that's not mass. I was like, okay, I don't know. I think like 3 or 4 Phoenix is mass Phoenix to me, but you know, I don't know. Maybe we exaggerate too far. We go too far. People, you know, they're gonna fact check. Is it mass Phoenix if it's not like 20 Phoenix? Okay, we've got the camels pushing up. The problem with these once he has a critical mass of chariot archers, 35 of them, these bad boys, they are what, like fully upgraded? They're not fully upgraded actually, but a lot of upgrades. They're just so potent. It's hard to really take this back. He's building fortresses at home, but we all know that what's coming behind this, yeah, right here, this fortresses ain't gonna do anything. He is barreling forward. Soldier looking to be on the ropes right now, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure his avenue to get back in this game. You see the army of the dead, the shades, trying to do something to bring it back, but I'm not sure that's going to do a whole lot of anything. Chariots just dominating the battlefield. I feel like maybe there was a moment there Soldier could have aged up perhaps earlier on, but you know, good credit. ISIS with a lot of pressure, basically since he hit the 4th age, has just been non-stop pressuring Soldier, not allowing him to take the foot off the gas to save up for that age up, and it's kind of costing him right now. I do feel like this Egyptian, the Greek army should be able to beat this, but behind on tech, behind on economy, it's going to be hard to do. On the south side, we see Some cute little Egyptian walls. This looks like a campaign base building right here. Okay, both players now gathering from the same gold mine. This is bad news bears. See the Phoenix closing in on the main base. See several of them as well as the catapults. Oh boy, this is not looking good. The main settlement about to go down. He's down, but he might not be out yet. We do see, what is that? The tusk of epidemic. Oh boy, I can't say that. Epidemic. Something like that. Upgrade coming in. Big Dole gonna be going down. Okay, he's actually been able to take control of the fortified town center on the north side as well. So I once played an hour-long game against soldiers, so it isn't surprising to me at the least that he's still kicking here, because boy, he can come back from anything. From anything. I don't know about this one though. Padromo's trying to do something here, but not really able to get any action. We see farms have actually been built on this east side. He's still got some gold on the far east. Could maybe even put some market down if he wants to get some trading going. We can see continuing to train up army, trying to do something. Not really any change, and he is aging up. He's doing it. Artemis is coming in. He got the. It's cheaper too. Look, 900. So Artemis is on the way, but is it too late? Can the soldier somehow hold on? Under a lot of pressure. I'm not so certain. Not to mention the town center where he's aging up is about to go down. He's trying to repair it. He says, just let me get this. Let me have this win. But unfortunately, maybe a little bit too late. Could have been enough if he got this in earlier. I don't know. But today, it looks like ISIS is going to be dominating with a fast mythic play. Man, he didn't slow down at all. He went right to the 4th age. I mean, for what it's worth, both these players were rather passive in the early game, right? There was basically no pressure in Age 2. Both of them went for their own agenda. We had a Soldier go open up with a 2 Town Center build, while we had ISIS go for Fast Age 3, but not only Fast Age 3, Fast Age 4. And you might wonder, you know, what might it look like if there's some Hippies or some archers or something pressuring that expansion gold? Could that perhaps been something to slow down the role of the Egyptians? But things to think about for next time. With that one, ISYMFS takes the victory with ISIS over Soldiers Hades. Guys, if you enjoyed this casted game, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of my other videos on the channel. I've got tons of casted games and tier lists and all kinds of fun stuff for you and the whole family to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, consider subscribing, leave me a comment below, and I will see you in the next one.